personalities, but they did not cause the division. They all contended together for the faith. They maintained the unity of the Spirit, and they all exalted Jesus Christ. It was the members of the church in Corinth who were guilty of making the divisions. One little group said, "Oh, we love Brother Paul because he's so spiritual." Another group said, "We like Simon Peter because he pounds the pulpit and is so evangelical." You guys probably didn't like when I pounded the pulpit in John chapter 15, did you? Anyway, I've done it several times since then, but anyway. Another said, "We love this man Apollos. He soars to the heights and he reaches the multitudes." They were not taking into account the fact that all three of them were God's men. Paul is going to write to them about this. He is going to show them that the centrality of Christ is the answer to the fractions and the fractures in the church. My friend, there will be no solution until men and women are willing to come to the person of Christ. In addition to the three groups, a fourth group was saying, "We are Christ." They were not actually putting Christ first, but they were the super duper spiritual group. It is my private opinion that this was the worst group of all. They made a little cult of Christ. They had their little clique in the church, and they uh, excluded other believers. They were the spiritual snobs. Do you realize that you and I are living in a day when the church has been destroyed from the inside? The problems are not on the outside today. Innumerable churches have long since been destroyed by liberals in the pulpit. Go around on Sunday night or at midweek service and see what the attendance is. Many churches are destroyed by the man in the pulpit. If the man in the pulpit is sound in faith, you'll find troublemakers in the pews. That is where strife is stirred up. This does more damage to the cause of Christ than alcohol or atheism or worldliness. In many churches, they are doing what they did in the mountains of Kentucky and Tennessee. They're feuding and fussing like Martins and the Coys, the Hatfields and McCoys. I don't know where he comes up with Martins. Okay. Oh, the Martins and the Coys, they are reckless mountain boys, and they took up family feuding when they had met. They would shoot each other quicker than it took your eye to flicker. They could knock a squirrel eye at 90 feet. Oh, the Martins and the Coys, they was reckless mountain boys. But old Abel Martin was the next to go. Though he saw the Coys a comin', he had hardly started running, for a volley shook the hills and laid him low. After that they started out to fight in earnest, and they scared the mountains up with shot and shell. There was uncles, brothers, and cousins. They say they uh, bumped them off by dozens. Just how many bit the dust, it hardly to tell. Oh, the Martins and the Coys, they are reckless mountain boys. Are at the art of killing, they became quite deft. They all knowed they shouldn't do it, but before they hardly knew it, on each side they only had one person left. The Martins and the Coys, Ted Wims and Al Cameron. This may sound corny and very silly, but unfortunately, feuding and fussing go on inside churches. This is what they were doing in Corinth church. Now I can't get out of the vernacular. Now Paul tackles this problem. He asks. That concludes that section.